Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I have been really bad at keeping this YouTube channel up, but this year, a brand new year, 2023, I'm hoping to provide more information for you guys, to make more videos for you, hopefully in my backyard. Hopefully the wind will not interfere with any of the sound today, but it's Florida, so enjoying the beauty of nature and the beauty of just being able to be outside, because it's really fantastic. The fact that it is warm, I can wear shorts, it's pretty amazing. So I want to apologize ahead of time for my voice. It doesn't normally sound like this. It'll kind of go in and out, but if you can get past that, we're going to talk about something really important today. This is why women's health needs to evolve. This is a really important topic, and it's really important because it has everything to do with what I do. If you've seen my previous YouTube videos, I have talked about what I do personally, as well as what my company is all about, why I created LaBelle V Fitness and Dance. A lot of the information has been updated since then because we've gone through a whole rebranding process. So we are now focused solely on women's health and fitness, which is a hugely important field right now, because women's health, even though it's been around for a long time, it kind of needs a little bit of revamping. So obviously it's been around for a long time, right? Well, we've seen all these fitness programs made for women in the health and fitness and wellness community that are meant to balance hormones, improve metabolism, help you with weight loss, yada, yada, yada. But are they really what women need? This is a question that not a lot of women ask. Because if they say, oh, it's for your health, it's women's health, women automatically think, well, then it must be great for me. So I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of different programs filtering through my Instagram feed. I don't know why, just recently I've had a ton of them. And the advertisements on diastasis recti and prenatal programs and things like that, the ones that make me really roll my eyes are the ones that are so streamlined, that say, well, this works for so many people and this vast majority, and so it's got to work for you. Unfortunately, half these programs are, one, created by men, which is fine, but men don't have the insight into a woman's body that a woman herself does. So they're missing certain parts of the equation, and it doesn't matter if they're a doctor, if they've been through medical school, there's still some missing parts that they're not addressing. The other thing is that we've got these moms who went through this diastasis program, or who have gone through this weight loss program or this hormone balancing program, and they said, oh, it works for them and it's worked for this many of their clients. But there's a minority. There's a minority that's not being addressed, and that's the minority who doesn't feel like they're getting any benefit from these programs at all. So let's talk about the fitness programs first, because we're going to break this down into pieces. I've seen some great programs, diastasis recti programs, for example, pelvic floor programs, cyclical fitness programs, but all of them seem to be missing something. They're missing something. They're not all hitting all the targets all at once. Some of them will incorporate the kinetic chain, which is fantastic, but then some of them would encourage CrossFit, which is detrimental. I did a podcast episode about CrossFit and the potential dangers of CrossFit a while ago. You can check that out. I'll put the link in the bio. But some of them will also work with the individual, which is awesome. That's what we're looking for. But most of them will be streamlined for easier access, and it loses its effectiveness. So even though it's working with the individual, the program is still streamlined. So they might have these really great assessments, these quizzes that you go through that place you in a certain box, and that's how they're going to treat you. But a human body has so many variables that you can't just streamline a process and put this person in a box saying, well, you hit these marks on the assessment, so we're going to put you in this program. And this is where the minority comes in. This is where the people who don't necessarily benefit, who are not seeing a difference, what do? So for example, most diastasis programs claim that you can close your diastasis with a program focused on core strength. Now, this is true in a way, but however, did you know that a diastasis could actually stay put doing all the ab exercises you want because of an imbalance somewhere else in your body? There's an imbalance somewhere else. So you can do all of these programs, these diastasis programs, who say they work for everybody and not see a difference because there's an imbalance elsewhere. Flat feet, tilted pelvis, tight jaw, all can contribute to diastasis, which is crazy. Nobody thinks about this stuff, right? But do these programs actually tackle this? Probably not. Most likely not. In fact, most of them don't. So why aren't they? It's probably because these people are only trained in one area or maybe two areas, and that's where they focus. And so all of their training is focused on one part and not everything. Another thing that most of these fitness programs are missing is the nutrition side. Where is it? You have to have a balance of both in order to be able to restore balance to the hormones, balance to the menstrual cycle, and balance to your overall body. You cannot be eating junk food and fast food regularly and expect to see a difference even though you are on a fitness program. You're not going to see a difference, you're not going to feel a difference, the physicality of your body won't change. And for some people it will, but very, very few. It's just not going to happen. But I suppose we can't blanket statement, because that's what we're trying to avoid. We can't blanket statement as those, that are very blessed. The blessed few actually can improve while eating garbage and exercising. You will notice that they will have more physical differences, but what's happening underneath the surface? We don't know what's going on with their gut health. So that's where these things are missing. So this takes me to the other side of women's health, and that's nutrition. All nutrition programs I see for women are either totally focused on cortisol for belly fat, generalized hormone balance, or metabolism, which all kind of go along with weight loss because women have trouble losing weight. It's very difficult for us to lose weight as opposed to men, so we have to have specific nutrition programs. These are all great individually, but where is the gut coming in? Why aren't we focusing on the gut? So did you know that actually all the dysfunction in the body can actually begin in the gut? Allergies, hormone imbalance, toxicity, etc. All of this stuff is very gut focused. And there are other organ systems that are involved in that as well, but the gut is the starting point of dysfunction in your digestive system and your whole body. If you're not absorbing and utilizing the food and the nutrients that you eat and consume, then your whole GI system will begin to break down, which sounds scary, but it is reversible. So don't be afraid. It's not something that is a permanent thing. These programs, these women's programs, whether they're fitness programs, nutrition programs, or a combination of both, they're missing the key ingredient for continued health and weight management. So we have to ask ourselves, why do women fall off the bus and then back into bad patterns of living? Is it because they're putting too many expectations on themselves, counting calories, macros, that kind of stuff? Setting these unachievable goals and not having anyone there to help them narrow down their focus? Is it because the programs are too restrictive or difficult to build into their daily living? What's going on in their lives? And so these questions aren't being asked, especially if you have this very streamlined program, or if you have an app, or if there's no person-to-person contact, you're not having these questions being asked and answered, and these women are falling into patterns of dysfunction yet again because it's not sustainable. It is my firm belief that women who are placed on a program that works with their GI system, getting it back on track and working well with getting all of the organ systems working together again, they will experience a cascading effect, a positive cascading effect this time, of hormone balance, more energy, detoxification, increased metabolism, and thus you will get weight loss. So I'm also not going to lie to you and say that the gut is the only avenue of healing. It's not. Or that it's the end all to health. It really isn't. You can't streamline, you can't blanket statement. Not everyone's gut is going to be dysfunctional. There might be liver problems or endocrine system issues, lung, heart, that kind of thing, brain, that are completely unrelated to gut health. So you have to think about all of these variables, and this is where a lot of these programs fall short. So then, what are these programs missing? They are missing a full body restorative focus. They are focusing on one aspect of what females generally struggle with based on the majority population without looking at what are they actually dealing with. Are they dealing with a gut imbalance? Are they dealing with hormone imbalance? Are they dealing with liver toxification? These questions remain up in the air. Underlying issues might be present that are causing hormone imbalances, and if you don't deal with those at the root, like diastasis recti, if you don't deal with flat feet, tight jaw, pelvic imbalances, that diastasis may not go away. So same thing with nutrition. If you're not dealing with those underlying root causes, your life could just be made a lot harder, and your health might continue to decline because you're not dealing with those. So where can we see women's health start to evolve? With professionals who aren't afraid of doing the research, taking classes, surpassing their certifications, adding more certifications on, asking the hard questions, digging deep, and trying new avenues that might not be something that they ever considered before, might not be the norm for this particular field of study. This is exactly what I continue to do every day in my practice. So I've been pretty negative about these programs, haven't I? Now, don't get me wrong, they obviously work for some because they are popular, and they become popular because people use them and they receive positive benefits from them. So I'm not saying that you would fail or experience absolutely no benefit from them if you were to be a part of any of these programs. But wouldn't you rather tackle the root causes and be able to gain full body wellness rather than fixing one issue? I know I would. I would rather deal with the root cause. What's causing the dysfunction in my body? That's why I created the programs that I offer. For the past 10 years or so, I've studied anatomy and physiology. I've studied GI health and its importance and how it's connected. It's the second brain of your body. Functional blood chemistry analysis, that's a huge addition to my programs, is that we look at the blood chemistry. What is going on chemically that we can reverse and get the body back in shape? In addition to all of that, I do dance and sports medicine principles, holistic nutrition, kinetic chain recruitment, diastasis and pelvic floor dysfunction, and the list goes on and on because I'm a researcher. I love looking into different things, but this is what makes my programs so much better for just everything physically on the inside and on the outside. In fact, a large percentage of what my job is doing extensive research so that my courses are 100% scientifically backed by supportive evidence. And I also have a doctor's recommendation behind every program that I put out because I work with a doctor, which is pretty awesome. In the programs that I've created for women's health and wellness, I teach how to involve the kinetic chain. It's a very important thing to think about. It is crucial to functional training. During exercise, incorporating the kinetic chain during exercise, as well as proprioception and biomechanics to help engage the correct muscle groups for an effective workout. I've worked with dancers pretty much my entire life, and that has helped me really apply really amazing biomechanics to my workout programs that work for everybody. So it's really fun working with dancers and then applying that to people who don't dance or who aren't athletes. They receive such amazing benefits. It's really cool. So women are also taught in my programs how to work with their menstrual cycles during workouts to support hormone fluctuation. Women have fluctuating hormones. We have a cycle that has highs and lows of different hormones at different phases. And this doesn't change when you get to menopause. Your hormones are still fluctuating when you're in menopause, and it's just a little bit different. You still are cycling through. None of the programs, the fitness programs, are streamlined. They are created unique to the client to provide them with the training they need based on the core principles that they require. In the nutrition programs, which oftentimes go hand in hand, I don't recommend booking one without another because you need them both. But in my nutrition programs, clients go through extensive assessments, And if they want to go even further, they can bring their blood chemistry panels as well, and I'll look at them. And that gives you a deeper look at what's going on chemically in their bodies. So these extensive assessments, they help me get a greater picture about how their body is functioning, how they are feeling, what might be some underlying issues, what might be some root causes of how they're feeling. But they also have the option to submit the blood work. Like I said, this gives a better picture, and it's functional. It's functional blood chemistry. I've talked about this in the past on the podcast. I've talked about it on Instagram. Eventually I might talk about it here, but the difference between functional blood chemistry analysis and regular blood chemistry analysis is MDs are not taught specifically how to read blood panels. They just don't read them properly. So that's why I have a specific certification in that area. So once assessments are finalized, clients are then placed appropriately in the program that will tackle the root cause of dysfunction that hasn't been streamlined for people like them, but is completely unique to them. On top of all of that, clients are able to have check-in times. They can assess how they're feeling and progressing each week, and that gives that face-to-face, that personal approach to everything I do. They check in with me every week, and that makes it so much better because then we can keep them on track. And it allows them to ask any questions if something came up that week, if they have any questions or concerns of how they feel or, anything. Women, especially moms, are busy. I'm busy. I'm not a mom, but I'm busy. I'm a business owner. A lot of women now are business owners. They have jobs, they have kids. They need programs that work with their schedules and keep them motivated and don't overwhelm them, but keep them focused on their goals. That is the beauty of my programs. I do all of the heavy lifting so that all you need to do is show up, cook your meals, and enjoy. And that's it. That's all you need to do. If you're interested in learning more about the programs that I offer, you can visit my website. It is linked in the bio. You can also, or the description, sorry, I'm used to doing Instagram. Or you can also contact me directly. My contact information is down there as well. I also send out bi-weekly newsletters with awesome information and surprises and special offers for newsletter-only people. Excuse me. We have tons of great workshops, both in person and online, that were coming up in January, February, March, and April. They are all booked up, not booked up. They are all planned, scheduled up until April. That will be diving deep into women's health and wellness, as well as La Belle Vie and what I do and that kind of stuff. So be sure to check those out too. The introductory workshops I decided to offer for free. That is a workshop that will be online and in person. You can pick and choose whichever one. I'm offering it for free because it is an introductory. You're going to learn about me. You're going to learn about what I do. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of what I talked about today. And you can just join that. We do have a limited amount of space, so be sure to RSVP as soon as possible. Our in-person ones are called Tea Time Talks. We're going to be serving tea and treats here in Vero Beach, actually right here behind me. And then the online ones will take place on Google Meets. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm very excited about this year and what it's going to bring as far as evolving women's fitness and changing the minds of some women, and hopefully inspiring you guys to look deeper into these health and wellness topics and maybe learn a little bit more about something that you thought you knew, but maybe you didn't. Who knows? But I always want you guys to ask questions. I always want you guys to research for yourselves and to understand the topics that we're talking about. So all of the stuff that you need to find is all in the description. You've got my website, my podcast. That goes up every Wednesday. I post every day on Instagram. I'm trying to get reels done. But everything is down there so you can check it out. And I do have a link to the workshops as well. The first workshop is in 2 weeks, so you want to make sure that you get that RSVP in quickly. And then you can go ahead and click the other workshop link. There are 2. There's one for Eventbrite, so you can buy your tickets directly. And there's one that's on my website. It's going to give you a brief description about each workshop. I also will be having free mini workshops on Instagram as well. So make sure you be a part of all of it. Take advantage of all the free stuff. I do have a free health challenge also on my website. I'll put that down there as well. You might as well get it all. So I hope you have a better understanding about women's health and what my company does, what I do, and what my passion is. I look forward to a brand new year of making these videos for you, and hopefully I'll try to keep it up as much as possible, because I've tried to pick up this YouTube channel a couple of times in the past and it has not been very good. But I am very excited for 2023. Every Saturday I will try to get a video out to you guys, and we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. So until next time, guys, have a beautiful life. Thank you for watching.